Hello students, this is Supriya Mogle, Assistant Professor at Center for Distance Education, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. I am here to discuss about one of the interesting topic of business or this is one topic of international business, that is e-commerce. In this video, we are going to learn introduction part, what is e-commerce, meaning, definition, types of e-commerce, advantages and disadvantages. So first we'll see introduction. The term electronic commerce or e-commerce consists of all the businesses activities carried on with the use of electronic media, that is computer network. In simple words, electronic commerce involves buying and selling of goods and services over the world wide web, that is by using computer internet. You can have buying and selling the goods and services. Customers can purchase anything right from a car or a cake sitting comfortably in his room and gift it to someone sitting miles apart just by click of the mouse. And shipping method is generally used for the delivery of the goods or order. So this was the introduction part. Next is types of e-commerce. So first is B2B e-commerce, that is business to business. Now it is simply defined that e-commerce between two or more companies. About 80% of e-commerce is of this type, that is B2B e-commerce. For example, Intel company is selling microprocessor to Dell company, that is business to business e-commerce. Or Heinz is a company who is selling ketchup to the McDonald's, that is also business to business e-commerce. And about 80% of the e-commerce is of B2B type. Okay, then next is B2C e-commerce, that is business to consumer. It means commerce between companies and consumers. It involves customers gathering information, purchasing physical goods, and receiving products over an internet network. For example, Dell is a company. Okay, Dell is selling me a laptop is a physical good or it is a product, and Dell is a company, that is business, and he is selling laptop to me. I am end user or I am a consumer, that is called business to consumer. Third type is C2C, that is consumer to consumer. That means commerce between private individuals or consumers. That means two consumers are having trade between them, or private individuals or consumers are having commerce. Okay, for example, OLX, you know OLX app. Okay, so on that OLX app, one person buys his buys mobile from other, means one person is selling his old phone on OLX to other person, that is called consumer to consumer e-commerce. Or suppose I am selling my car to my neighbor, so I am also a consumer and he is also a consumer, so the e-commerce between two consumers is called C2C e-commerce. So these are the main three types of e-commerce. There are also so many types recently added, just like B2G. B2G means business to government, where companies the commerce between companies and public sector, means here internet is used for public procurement, licensing procedures and other government related operations. For example, business pay tax or file reports to the government agencies. So these are B2G, that is business to government. But these three are main types of e-commerce. So next is advantages of e-commerce. First is being able to conduct business 24 by 7 by 365. That means e-commerce system can operate all the days 24 by 7 and 365 days a year. That means all the days. Access global marketplace. Here it is possible to do business with any business or a person who is connected to the internet, and internet spans the world. That means you can connect anyone on the across the world. Speed. Now there is no need to wait weeks to arrive by post. Okay, electronic communication allows messages to travels the world, so it is having a high speed. Marketplace. This can operate in global market, the market in which web-based businesses operate. Opportunity to reduce cost. Now it is sometimes possible to, through some online research, identify original manufacturer for some goods and thereby passing the wholesalers to retailers. It is not there. Okay, you can achieve in inexpensive price, so you can have or you can identify the original manufacturer, and this will lead to reduce your cost. Computer platform independent. Now computers have ability to communicate via the internet independent of operating systems and hardwares. Efficient application development environment. There are so many applications that are really very efficient that can used by by the consumers or by the companies for having e-commerce, allowing customer self-service and customer outsourcing. Now people can interact with businesses that is convenient to them. When customers initiate to this, they provide lot of data so that business staff don't have to enter it. Okay, so some of the work and costs are effectively shifted to the customers because they provide lot of data, okay, on this interaction. So that is called customer outsourcing. Means the business staff don't have to enter that data. The data will be entered by customers only. They give that lot of data, and business staff just receiving that data, and that's why it is called customer outsourcing. Then stepping beyond borders to a global view. That means by using e-commerce, your business can source or use products and services provided by other businesses in other countries, and it is useful to take a global view with regard the potential and organization of your e-commerce activities. A new marketing channel. Internet provides an important new channel to itself or to sell the consumers. The marketing channel which can store vast amount of information virtually, where the inexpensive means of searching organizing information is also available on the channel. So these are some advantages of e-commerce. Next is disadvantages. First is time for delivery of physical products. Now e-commerce is used to buy those goods which are not available locally from businesses and all over the world, so it takes time and costs money. Okay, physical product supplier and delivery uncertainty. So suppose when you go to the shop, you buy some product. Okay, you know that it is your product, you have it, you know what it is and how it is or how it looks. You can feel that. But when you buy from online sites, you don't have that physical access. You purchase on the basis of expectations, and there is also uncertainty with suppliers because you don't know whether they are legitimate businesses or not. So there is uncertainty between the physical product supplier and delivery. Next is perishable goods. Now goods brought, okay, and sold via internet tend to be durable and non-perishable because they need to survive from supplier to consumer. So if they are perishable goods, then you cannot use that because it will not survive in the travel. Limited and selected sensory information. Now we can just get visual and auditory information on internet, that is only seeing the pictures or hearing the sounds and reading the text, but we cannot touch that product or we cannot smell that because of lack of sensory information, and people feel uncomfortable buying online because of this. Returning goods. Customers have little ambiguity because of uncertainties with initial payment. Okay, they have many questions like who pays the return postage, or will the refund will paid or not, or how long will it take. So these are some questions that are asked by customers. So that is the problem of e-commerce. Next is privacy, security, payment, identity, contract. Now many other issue arises like privacy of personal information, security about that information, or payment details, or misuse of that payment details, etc. So customers feel uncomfortable while having the transaction. Define services and the unexpected. Now customers request for a particular service like packaging. Okay, they want polka dot or blue something packaging should be there. So it is not suitable for dealing with new simple packages being asked, because these type of requests need human intervention to investigate. So that is not possible here. Personal service. E-commerce does not provide personal service. Okay, people you know uh, cannot tell the marketer about how to change or how to improve themselves while they buy online. So when you purchase online or when you have that e-commerce, it is really very important to have customer feedback. When you get customer feedback, you will get the idea about their actual expectation, and you will get the scope for improvement, where we can improve, where we can change. That data you should know through customer feedback. Size and number of transactions. Now very small or very large transactions tend not to be conducted online, because size of transactions is impacted by the economies of transporting physical goods. For example, if you buy a pen, okay, or a box of pen online, you are buying, it includes shipping charges. Okay, if you order beyond rupees 499 for Flipkart or for Amazon, then it is for free, means there is free shipping. But if you buy one pen, okay, or a box of pen, it will include the shipping charges, and the that's why the size and number of transaction is impacted by the economies of transporting the physical goods. So these are some disadvantages. So here I complete my video. I hope you understood and clear the concept. Here you just have to remember the points of advantages and disadvantages, and the explanation in which what exactly should be there, the points you have to remember. Okay, thank you.